Hello, one and all. I am James Milan. This is the DPCD update. That's our Department of Planning and Community Development. And I am going to be speaking, as I always get to Claire Ricker. Claire is, of course, the director of that department. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, James.
Happy fall. We were talking right before we went on air that boom, start of September to here we are near the end of September, just like that. And that's how it's going to go.
That's right.
And I imagine that's how this update is going to go. Here
Mm.
are the list of things that we plan to talk about today. We want to hear about the upcoming AMPUp public meeting to discuss next steps for the town's comprehensive plan update. And then the Arlington Commission for Arts and Culture's local grants award cycle is now open. So we will hear more about that. There will be a public forum on the Heights Business District in November. So this is good notice for that. A NetZero Action Plan Survey, a few updates on the housing front. So no problem. We'll just zoom right through all those things. Where would you like to start, Claire?
Oh, I would like to start by talking about the project to update the town's comprehensive plan. We're calling it AMPUp. And on October 30th, we're holding our second major public meeting related to this project, where our consultant Stantec will lead an interactive community meeting to update residents on where we are in the process. So they will summarize the public input that has been gathered so far over the summer and last spring, and share the vision and goals that have been informed by that input. They'll also present some initial draft strategies for feedback and discussion, and these strategies will become the core of the new comprehensive plan. Town staff and members of the AMPUp Comprehensive Plan Update Advisory Committee will be in attendance to facilitate engagement activities for attendees. It's a great opportunity to learn more about the comprehensive plan update, to ask questions and let us know your thoughts and ideas. And this meeting will be held again at the Arlington High School cafeteria and begin at 6 p.m. on October 30th. Also, if you're interested in joining the AMPUp Advisory Committee, please let us know. We currently have 2 openings for residents or business owners. Meetings take place on the 4th Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. over Zoom. And you can visit the AMPUp Advisory Committee's webpage to learn more about the work.
Yeah, you've been talking about the comprehensive plan for a little while and inviting the public in for input throughout the process. My understanding was that people have been pretty responsive, that you've had good attendance at things, et cetera, and good feedback. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of the AMPUp committee has been volunteering this summer and has been out in the community and has talked to so many people, and response has just been great, honestly, to the project and the process. So we're looking to have a really great community vetted deliverable at the end of this.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. The comprehensive plan really does matter to the actual, the way it feels to live in Arlington and will feel for the next 10 years. So great that people are making their opinions known, and I'm sure that will be reflected in the end product. Okay, moving on. Let us talk about the fact that for local artists, you want to pay attention to this. The Commission for Arts and Culture's local grants award cycle is opening. So tell us about that, please.
Yeah, that's correct. So the Arlington Commission for Arts and Culture grant award cycle is now open through October 16th. Organizations, agencies, schools, nonprofits, libraries, and individuals may apply for grants that support activities in culture, humanities, arts, sciences, and all of this to the benefit of the Arlington community. The grant amounts range from about $250 to $1,500, and applications may be submitted via the Mass Cultural Council's online grants portal.
Great. And next item is relates to the Heights Business District, which I'm, of course, we at ACMi are well aware of. And but you said that there's going to be a public forum. So please, I'm very curious. What does that mean?
Sure. Another project that DPCD has taken on this year with the Arlington Redevelopment Board is the potential to rezone Arlington Heights with an Arlington Heights business district. And on Wednesday, November 15th at 7 p.m. at the Pierce Elementary School cafetorium, DPCD and the Arlington Heights Action Plan Implementation Committee will share a new vision for the Arlington Heights Business District. And we are using data from over 1,200 responses to a visioning survey that we ran last spring. The committee has conceptualized the vision that was expressed by the residents for the Heights District, including potentially expanded non-residential uses and prioritizing active ground floor commercial uses for new developments. The new vision really moves forward the resident priorities for the future of Arlington Heights. So please join us on November 5th to talk about this project more.
Great. And 1,200 responses. That is significant.
Yeah.
All right. Next item, we are zooming. Good job. We're
Good.
moving right through. So yeah, on October 17th, there will be, well, tell us about the NetZero Action Plan Survey and how it relates to October 17th.
Absolutely. So, to do our part to avoid the worst impacts of climate change, Arlington has committed to net zero greenhouse gas pollution by 2050. The town's 2021 Net Zero Action Plan, we call it the NZAP, is our roadmap to net zero. And it's due for its 5-year update. So the town's Clean Energy Future Committee is asking residents to take a survey to help prioritize actions for the NZAP update. These actions will relate to getting fossil fuels out of our homes and vehicles and using more clean energy. Residents are encouraged to take the survey by October 17th. And of course, the survey is available on our website.
And I have to say, you guys have cornered the market, AMPUp, NZAP, et cetera, on the cool acronyms. Well done. We will move on to several housing updates. One of which I know, in talking to our town manager last week, he highlighted and is great news. But we'll let you tell about that.
Great. Yeah, I am thrilled to announce that the town of Arlington secured $5.85 million for the Housing Corporation of Arlington, which is known as HCA, for their new affordable housing project, which will ultimately result in 92 affordable housing units. Funding sources for that award include a $3.5 million MBTA Communities Catalyst Grant, which is a new state program open to communities who are compliant with the MBTA Communities Law, and $2.35 million from the Arlington Affordable Housing Trust Fund through its acquisition, creation, and conversion program. This program is largely funded by a $3 million earmark in ARPA funds, but those were dedicated to creating affordable housing. HCA's new project includes acquisition of 840 and 846 Mass Ave and 17 Newman Way. These properties include 2 apartment buildings and a 2-family house that currently total about 59 units, but none of those units are currently deed restricted affordable. So prior to HCA's purchase of the property, current tenants were at risk of displacement due to rent increases from the previous owner. HCA expects to deed restrict as affordable all the units on the site within 5 years. Including that they plan to develop an additional 30 to 35 units using the multifamily housing overlay districts. That project will require site plan review through the Arlington Redevelopment Board. Public engagement is expected in the coming weeks, and abutters will be notified of the public hearing for the project. HCA expects the end result of this project to be, again, 92 units of deed restricted affordable housing in the next 5 years. This is great news for the town, as more affordable housing is brought up often as a desire of the community, and it also aligns with the Affordable Housing Trust's 5-year action plan goal to create or permit 100 additional affordable housing units.
Yeah, I mean, I have had myself a week to absorb this news, so you're not getting the same "what" kind of reaction as I kind of shared with town manager Jim Feeney last week. But I still feel that inside, and I imagine others do too. As you say, this has come up over and over again as a priority for many, many people in town. And this is just fantastic news. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
And once again, this is a significant grant award that is based on us being compliant with the MBTA community's law. So that is also sort of a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, and again, we were early in, and my understanding from Jim Feeney is that that really made a difference in terms of competing for this kind of these kinds of funds
Mhm.
with other communities. So again, kudos to you and yours for marshaling us through that process, which I know is not always easy.
Yeah.
Okay, and there is still more housing news.
More housing news. As you may recall, this past spring, town meeting voted to create an Affordable Housing Overlay District Committee. And this committee is charged with studying and preparing amendments to the zoning bylaw and the map to create an affordable housing overlay district. The committee has been formed and recently has started meeting. The committee is reviewing past affordable housing overlay district warrant articles and similar districts in other communities. And members of this committee include designees from my department, the Department of Planning and Community Development, the Redevelopment Board, the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board, the Arlington Housing Authority Board, the Housing Corporation of Arlington, the Select Board, and the Town Moderator. All were able to appoint positions to this committee. The committee meets twice a month, and the public is welcome to attend. More information can be found on the committee's webpage.
Excellent. And one last piece of housing news having to do with housing choice community designation.
That's right. More good news with all this activity around housing. Not surprisingly, over the summer, Arlington was awarded a Housing Choice Community Designation through the state's Housing Choice Initiative. Arlington achieved this designation by reaching a benchmark goal of at least 300 new housing units built within the past 5 years and adopting policies that support increased housing production, such as the multifamily housing overlay district, our accessory dwelling unit bylaw, and establishing the Arlington Affordable Housing Trust Fund. The Housing Choice Initiative offers incentives, rewards, and technical assistance to encourage municipalities to plan for and build a diverse housing stock. And I would like to give kudos to the Assistant Director of Planning and Community Development, Sarah Suarez, for her tremendous efforts to move this multitude of housing initiatives that we just spoke about, and her overall ability to advance Arlington's housing goals, which come with a variety of challenges. Her work is going to have a positive impact on many in this community.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I have been speaking with Claire Ricker. She is the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development. This has been the DPCD update. I know I say this all the time, but it's really true. We appreciate Claire taking the time to share all of this with us. We also appreciate the fact that you are out there listening and responding. So thanks for joining us. I'm James Millan. We'll see you next.